this is Susan with River Tropics here. Sorry I haven't been around for a while. We were very, very busy last fall. And then before we knew it, it was Christmas. We were doing renovations on the house. But I'm back now, and here we are at the very 1st of January. And what we're going to be doing is making some different items to have in your gardens. And even if you wanted to, you could have them in your house. This is a nice piece to sit on the floor. Anyway, main component is this. In this is I'm going to be having my husband Tim doing a lot of the work here, okay? Because we're going to be using like power saws and things like this. This is Tim.
Surprise, surprise.
So he's going to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting and doing a lot of the carving with the power saw. I cannot lift it. I've got a bad shoulder, so we'll see how this works out. We've never done this before, so this is really something out of our element. So I'm going to be showing you some of the stumps we've collected, some of the pieces we're going to try to replicate, and we're going to show you some of the tools, and hopefully we'll be able to show you how we're going to remove bark and things like that. So let's get started. I'm glad to be back and hope a lot of you will enjoy this video. Okay, so right here you can see these are some beautiful pieces that I've had. I put them out in my garden, and when people came in to the yard, they would often comment, want to know where I got them, how they could get them, and I bought them. Basically I bought these two at Lowland Gardens, but different garden centers will carry a variety of different things, but these are the two pieces that I got the most comment on. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to make these out of this, a whole bunch of stumps that we collected up. Now I'm going to be making those two, plus we're going to be doing some other different types of things, especially with this here one. As you can see, it's got the holes in the center. And my husband Tim is going to take these, he's going to set them up on a cutter and use his power saw. He's going to cut it off, looking down. We'll probably cut it off down here like this, or maybe we'll make this just 2,
3-4 inches.
yeah. And then what we're going to do is just carve this out a little bit more here. It is quite loose, as you can see, just falls apart there. And what we're going to do is chisel that out a little bit more. We're going to be planting different plants in it. Makes for a great little planter. You can have it on a tabletop. You can leave it a little higher and have it on your deck. So there's all kinds of ideas there.
First thing, debark it.
What?
Debark it.
Yes. The first thing we're going to be doing is debarking these. Now, we don't want to have any bark on the outside here. As you can see here, it's got all the bark. But if you look here, Tim had pulled this piece off earlier. So we're going to be using chisels and knives and getting some of this done. Okay, now some of the tools we're going to be using to do this project, what we figured we needed, is over here. Okay, so first off, you got your basic, you can tell me,
Chisels.
just basic chisels.
The different chisels get different designs on it.
Okay, and then these ones, different tips on the ends of them for doing specific types of carving.
They can move hard. Yeah.
So if we bring that right up to the tip,
Yeah.
just hold it.
It's just a basic chisel set. Wood carvings is what it is. That one. That one's a wood carving. This one is actually a chisel set.
Okay, and this is
the
made,
floor.
and this one here is meant for doing specific
Carvings.
carvings. And over here, and I got this here, this was one of my Christmas gifts, and in this, it's a small handheld router, and it comes with different discs, polishers, and a cord, a bunch of different things that you can use in there. And in here there's all kinds of different ends and stuff for creating different carvings on your wood. So I've never used that. We're going to see how that works out. And of course over here in this one, now this, you want to take it up and tell them about it, Tim?
No, I don't know too much about it. I never used it. It's just electric chainsaw.
This is a handheld electric chainsaw.
8-inch one. I actually saw some trees on this property with it.
And did it work well?
It worked real well, actually.
Okay. Maybe a little closer. Have a look at it. So this is a pretty unique little thing. That'll do great for carving out or cutting out smaller areas. And of course, Tim has one more tool that he'll be using to do this with. He'll be doing the big carving. I'll be doing the little carving. I'll be using that little tiny one over there. He's going to use...
I don't use mine.
Now, he's going to get his tool right now.
This is my finished tool.
That's his power saw, which he uses for a multitude of different things. So, yeah, that's his fine finishing tool there. So, anyway, so what we're going to do is set up. We'll probably start with this here statue. If you can have a look there. Just showing some of the dimensions in it. So then it looks a little bit easier than this one to start, and that one looks like it needs a little bit of a paint job. Some of the paint is wearing off on that, so I'll probably have to maybe when I go to paint the new one, I will. With that, we're going to be using something called a hard rock, and once we carve out the shape on the stump here, we're going to use a hard rock on it, and it's going to create a stone look. And once that's done, you would never know it was made out of wood. So anyway, we're going to throw a couple of these up on the bench here that Tim built the other day. We threw it together yesterday afternoon, actually. All made from rough lumber, and so it's good and sturdy. And we're just going to throw these stumps that you see right here, we're going to toss them up onto the bench, and we're going to start removing the bark from them today. So once we get that all done, then I can start to, I'm going to start, like I said, I'm going to start with this one. Looks like it's the easiest one to do. And Tim will be getting out his power saw and doing the first few cuts on it. And then we'll go from there. So we're just going to be loading this up onto the bench right now. So I'm just going to pause here for a minute and get back with you. Yeah. Now, as I said, Tim was going to be doing all the heavy lifting, so here he goes. We're just going to set these up on the bench, and we're going to get started on peeling the bark off the outside here, which we're probably going to use, the larger chisels for that. Makes sense. And probably need a hammer because it might come a little tough. I'm going to tap it a little bit. This is not the only two things we're going to be doing this during the winters. You can't garden out here in Nova Scotia. It's too cold. Of course, I'm glad I live on this east coast rather than out west right about now, where the temperature, what did you say it was when you seen it this morning, Tim?
One place it was minus 64 with the wind chill.
Can you imagine? Woo. I know my daughter sent me a thing. I think it was like, I can't remember what it was when she sent it. I know all through the day she kept sending me a posting of how cold it was out there. She lives in Saskatchewan, so along with my 3 grandchildren, which we're going to say hi to. Hi, Josh.
Hi, Josh.
Hi, Gavin. And Logan. Okay, so here's Tim working away right now, peeling the bark off. Well, that came off really easy, didn't it?
Probably best to do it when it's green. Like this was cut last year, but it's still, it was outside sitting, so it's damp. Obvious when I do the parasol work, it'll be outside. Won't be able to do it in here. The exhaust.
Tough spot.
Same as anything, there's always a, if it all comes off easy. Whoa.
Chisels work good.
Yeah, not too bad.
I just got those ones new this Christmas. The other ones you had were getting pretty rough looking.
No, there's something there.
So there we go. That's really good. That's one of them. I suppose I should put this camera down right now and give you a hand, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you can just film.
I can just film?
I'm used to doing all the work. Let's see. Depends on what kind of it comes off. See, that was off some birch. This one will be hard.
Yeah, I suppose that is true, the different types of wood that you have. Like, what was it? Birch, maple, softwood, hardwood.
This is going to be a hard one.
This is going to be a hard one. And why is that?
Because it's stuck on the
Now I did get a microphone to start using this year, but I didn't have it set up yet, so it's charging now. So hopefully for the next session, I'll have a microphone and we'll be able to put that on and be able to put the camera up, and won't need to stay so close with it.
Yeah. This will take a while, so
Okay, so
that's what I'm doing. Just
We're-
peeling it off.
okay, and we can always I'll get some more of these set up, and we'll probably end up for today. Anyways, we're going to end up peeling a lot of the bark off these so that they'll be ready to go. And we won't get started on any of the power saw cutting or anything until the next segment, at which time Tim will be doing get his fine finishing tool out and go to work on it. Okay. Some other things that we're going to be doing this year, just a few things that are going to be coming up. We're going to be taking some nice little boards that we had left over from doing renovations in the house. This is a nice pine board, stained with a walnut, and so we're going to be putting them together, creating different types of little boxes and stuff like that you can put different size pots in. So over here, we'll probably do some long, narrow boxes where you can put about 3 pots in at once, and maybe some nice little square ones that'll fit for a regular pot. It just kind of tidies it up a little bit, if you have something like a board, and you have it like this, and you have the 3 pots in it with the plants coming out the top, and of course your sides and your bottom. I should be going over all that type of stuff to be made. I'm also going to be doing, taking different types of containers, glass bowls, and we went out last fall and got a whole bunch of driftwood. So we're going to be working with some driftwood as well, using succulents with driftwood, different types of house plants that will incorporate well with that, depending on the size of the piece of driftwood. And so we're going to be putting those together, and like I said, Tim's going to be creating some planters out of the ones that's got the holes in the center, so it'll look all natural. One other thing, there was something else that we had talked about doing, but for now, that sounds like enough anyway. So
Building separate pine, different, just odds and ends of wood.
odds and ends, recycle, reuse, right?
That's right.
Yeah, never throw it out when you can turn around and do something different with it. I know we had a lot of leftover, what do you call it, different types of boards and stuff when we were tearing things apart on the house there, and so we thought we'd make some false crates with that. So he's going to be doing that, and I'll have that filmed as well to show you how that's done, as well as we're going to make an attempt to do something that's a little bit different. We're going to try doing what an Inukchuk made from different types of blocks of wood. But what we have to do is cut the sides and make it look like it's a stone rather than a square block. And we'll be just using up all these old pieces here rather than, throw them away, make use out of them. So this is what's coming up. We're going to be doing this over the next few months. So I will be loading videos as we go. And each one I'll be sure to label and let you know which portion of it is. This is just our introduction back into the new year, and I hope everybody had a good holiday season. We did. We had a wonderful one until we both got sick with the flu. So we were a little bit late getting started here in January as well. Anyway, so I'm going to put the camera up right now, and I'm going to help Tim work on this for a little bit. So
Finally.
finally, get a little bit of help, huh? Anyway, so thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and we'll talk to you again. Bye-bye.